in northern Minnesota say 2 of them had suffered potentially serious injuries. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot, the conservative warrior. My show War Now airs every day right here on USA Radio from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm also the star of the Wayne Alaroot Show on Newsmax TV, reaching over 50 million homes. But my favorite role is speaker extraordinaire. I was opening speaker at many Donald Trump for president events. I speak at Republican, conservative, and college GOP events, and I'm available to be the star at your next event. Contact me to arrange for a Wayne Root keynote speech. Call toll-free 888-444-ROOT. That's 888-444-ROOT. Or email wayneroot@gmail.com.
Thousands of Jewish clergy signed a letter to Congress calling for lawmakers to protect the fundamental right to seek asylum in the United States. The letter addresses the hardships that asylum seekers, mostly from Central America, face, including family separation, long periods of detention in jail-like facilities, and denial of due process in their legal proceedings. It also draws parallels to Jewish history. The letter said refugees shouldn't be treated as criminals. It also takes issue with the Trump administration's immigration policies, including his efforts to restrict a migrant's ability to apply for asylum in the United States. Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Gerald Nadler, has some pretty nice things to say about former special counsel Robert Mueller. Here's more from USA Radio Network's Rick Vincent.
House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler held a news conference Friday, and he started by praising former special counsel Robert Mueller.
Robert Mueller is a man of honor and integrity. He has led a life defined by service to his country. Some have argued that because Director Mueller was reluctant to testify and seemed older than some remembered him, his work is somehow diminished. It is not.
The number of Democrats now supporting an impeachment inquiry against the president has grown to nearly 100.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
And what she says is exactly right. Exactly right. Yes, we are back here. Tiger, let me do something before we move on here because I fail to do this every week. There you go. There's your microphone.
I'm here.
I use the same mic on a different pot, so I've got to remember to change it. Anyway, we are back. It is the opening part of our show here. Happy Saturday morning. It is Garden America. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Hope you had a good week. Those of us here in San Diego, we are sweltering. But again, we know for those in the Midwest and back east, we get no sympathy from them.
Hey, and have you seen the news about London? John, do you remember when we were in London last summer and we thought it was hot?
Right.
Did you see the temperatures in Paris and London this past week?
I think it's cooled off now, but it was up to, 107
yes.
in Paris?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are
London
not,
was over 100,
and
right?
they are not used to that.
No.
So
they should be after last year, though.
Oh, yeah, it's normal now, right? It's been
I
1
think
year.
they're back to normal temperatures.
Which is about, in the 70s this time of year? Is that normal for them in England?
I say 80s.
Hey,
but-
speaking of Paris and England, did you read about the guy in the hoverboard?
No.
Okay, you saw the first Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Where the bad guy, forget his name here. Sorry, Spider-Man
Green
fans.
Goblin.
Okay, thank you. And he had that hoverboard and he was flying around.
Yeah.
Same thing. The guy, we have them. It's true. The future's here. So he's flying around, thought he would cross the English Channel. Didn't make it.
Uh-oh.
But he's going to do it again. But they showed pictures of him flying around just like Spider-Man.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Neat.
So that's how we tie in France and England. I know, kind of stream of consciousness going here.
And plants.
But in plants, exactly. Hey, as we kick off the show, I told you guys before the show, I've got to wish a very happy birthday to my wife, Dana.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dana.
Her age will remain a secret.
Yeah.
But her dad, who also shares the same birthday, my father-in-law, turns 101 today.
Wow.
101. John, you got a long way to go. You got a good 30 years left. This show's going to be going a long time with John.
Yeah, right? I mean,
Actually,
jeez.
would be 31.
Okay, 31 years. All right, but
Well, the work he's been doing lately, too, with the repotting and the planting, that's just going to keep you young,
yeah,
John.
I think this move has added a few years to your life, John. So a lot going on, John.
Yeah, happy
no
birthday,
comment.
Dana.
Happy birthday, and again, all is well. If you have a birthday, then happy birthday to you too.
Yeah.
Okay, 855-424-9825. If you do want to give us a call, John at GardenAmerica.com. We are on Facebook Live. Hopefully, Tiger can keep us on Facebook Live throughout the next 2 hours.
Just give a disclaimer. We are having some connectivity issues with our live stream.
And if you do freeze up, just refresh, but we should be okay. So you can, again, the questions, comments via Facebook as well. Okay, a lot of heat here in San Diego today. Tiger, you're outside. What was it like?
It was, again, you always hear this. It's not so much the heat, it's the humidity.
Right.
Because every little thing I did, it seemed harder and you're sweating more. And I was working in La Jolla, which La Jolla is on the coast. Beautiful area,
Should
right?
be cool. Should be
but
nice.
I was working in this area where it was kind of enclosed and it just radiated heat. And after being there for 5 or 10 minutes, I was just dripping sweat. And it's just because of the humidity. And so, but
We were talking about how great that is for certain plants.
Yeah.
Tropicals.
Oh, my
last week-
hibiscus love it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about tropicals last week, and hibiscus and plumeria.
Right.
Love this kind of weather. And I'm hoping my plumeria will respond.
and then
Today I'm going to put some HB 101 on them because I have no leaves. And it's been 2 years without a leaf on some of
Oh
those.
wow. Well,
That
my
doesn't sound
plumeria
good,
is
does
looking
it?
great. And you know what? I think I posted them on our Facebook. But I have those bananas.
Yeah.
I've got 2 giant, I don't know, clusters
I saw those.
of bananas now growing on them.
I was very
really
impressed by
excited
that
about
one banana in the picture that was the close-up.
Yeah.
How big is that? How long is that?
I think that's called when you have a group of bananas, that's a hand.
Hand.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I am, we talk about the humidity, tropical plants. They are loving this right now.
Well, you've got quite a hand.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
You pick them when they're green, right? Like that's what you see when, you see the guys in the fields working bananas. They pick them when they're fully
If
green.
you're going to ship them,
okay.
you pick them when
I've
they're
never
But if
had a
you're just-
banana.
but you
off-
can just pick and eat them
Right.
as
You
they
let them
come off.
ripen.
I've never had a
Okay.
banana off a tree.
No?
Never.
Oh, you will this year?
Never. Now, can you put if you
Bananas are like other fruit. If they ripen on the plant, they really have a little more flavor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
now when you have green bananas at home, can you put them with is it ethylene gas to slow down the ripening?
Apples.
Bananas down from ripening too fast when you buy them?
Maybe refrigerate them.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It's not really good to refrigerate them because they're tropicals, but that would slow them down. Why do you want to slow them down?
Well, because sometimes we'll buy just because we don't eat them as fast as we should.
Yeah.
I like them just when they're a little beyond the green.
Yeah,
Just a
you always
little
eat
bit of
yours
green.
before they're
Real
ripe.
crisp.
I remember that.
Just a
You
little
bring
bit.
in those unripe bananas,
A little bit, just a little bit.
and you can smell an unripe banana.
Right.
It just turns your stomach.
Well, I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go that far.
Did you read James Michener's Hawaii?
No, I did not.
On the missionaries when they went from, I think they went from the East Coast to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
On the way there, the missionaries were trying to get to adapt to what Hawaiian life was going to be like, and they, bananas weren't really common back then. they didn't realize they had to be ripe before you ate them.
Oh, my gosh.
They were eating green bananas.
Green bananas, hard green bananas.
And that on top of the waves and being on the ship, that people were so seasick.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad.
Malaria, all that.
I don't remember the malaria, but...
Hey, 13 minutes after the hour, again, Facebook Live, questions, comments. You're going to want to pay attention today because we've been talking about a big trip for the past couple of months through Earthbound expeditions.
Hey, it's Hank's birthday today, too.
Who's
Happy
that?
birthday, Hank.
Hank
Pearson's birthday,
Well, Hank
too.
Pearson, happy birthday, July 27th, people.
So he and Dana share a birthday.
That's right. Way to go.
I was going to mention when you weren't going to give out Dana's age.
Right.
I was going to say when I got to be her age, I would tell people that I was in my very, very, very late 40s.
Very, very. Stay next to your radio. Put your face up against your computer screen if you're watching us on Facebook. Questions, comments about this fantastic once-in-a-lifetime trip. And according to John, we've got more and more people signing up, so this will hopefully give you some incentive today.
Yeah, and we have a lot of good information out there, but Matthew's going to give us some better details about where we're going to be staying and some of the events. And one of the things Matthew specializes in with trips is music. I mean, the gardening trips are what we specialize in, but he specializes in music. And some of the things that we're going to do on this trip involve some of those things. We talked about the Mozart museum or festival. I can't remember if it's a...
Well, the statue. There's a statue of... Mozart. See, we're even confused.
I think we need to talk to Matthew.
We have questions for Matthew.
So did you guys see the newsletter? The article in the newsletter this week was on crème na raisin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is as a matter of fact...
He can't get over this dessert.
Oh, it's phenomenal. We came upon it by accident. And then, and my wife and I commented about, about how great it was. And it really, people come from all over Slovenia to Lake Bled just for that dessert.
All right.
I was thinking, because I saw Kathy Pearson on Facebook, that she's a pretty good cook.
She's an amazing cook.
And there are some recipes online for crème na raisin.
Hey, by the way,
sounds like something she might want to make.
Speaking of Kathy, I'm doing some research trying to find something that she doesn't do.
Yeah.
And so far, I haven't come across anything that she doesn't or can't do. Kathy, I'm working on it, so just know that. It is 15 minutes after the hour. Again, 855-424-9825. John at GardenAmerica.com. Welcoming those in San Diego, listening to hour number 1 on AM 1240. And, of course, as always, streaming live across the country, around the world on Biz Talk Radio. Thank you to the good folks at Biz Talk Radio. Brandon and his crew. John, the quote of the week here, as we've got a break coming up here shortly.
All right, the quote of the week is from Karl Čapek. And you remember Karl, right? Because he coined a term that we use today, and he was the first person to ever come up with it, and it was robot.
Robot?
Yeah. Back in the 30s, I believe. Anyway, he said, let no one think that real gardening is a bucolic and meditative occupation. It's an insatiable passion, like everything else to which a man gives his heart.
Now, do you remember the TV show a long time ago in the 50s called Tobar? Tobar the Robot?
No.
Really? Go look it up, because Tobar is robot spelled backwards. And it was a show on TV, Tobar the Robot.
Huh.
Check it out. Okay, the music means it is break time. We're going to come back with Matthew, Earthbound Expeditions, talk about this fantastic trip to Europe. We want you to go with us. It's going to be a great time. Bryan, Maine, Tiger, Palafox, John Bagnasco, welcome to your Saturday with Garden America. Stay with us.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika and West Nile virus. But Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. That's 800-513-0061. Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical, but when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free. 932-1789.
Have you been thinking about taking an Alaskan vacation? Well, now you can book an Alaskan cruise tour with YMT Vacations and immediately save $250 per person. Call YMT Vacations today. We've been helping people take the vacation of a lifetime for over 50 years. And right now, if you've been thinking about what it would on an Alaskan cruise, now with our $250 per person instant rebate is the perfect time. Call right now for details. And if Alaska isn't on your bucket list, we've got over 50 guided tours to different locations worldwide. Call right now for your free brochure. So if you're looking for the perfect cruise tour to Alaska or the perfect guided vacation package, you need to call YMT Vacations to book right now or for our free brochure.
800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. That's 800-296-1553.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Thank you so much. Facebook Live's a lot of fun. 855-424-9825, John at gardenamerica.com. I guess we got most of the business out of the way. Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco. Shall we go to Matthew and talk about this great trip, Tiger?
Yeah, definitely, because we have a lot of good information that we're going to distribute today during the show.
Great detail, too, for those that have questions.
Exactly. So if you have questions or you have any concerns or you just want to know more about some of the details, write it on Facebook, call in, and we'll get those answered for you now. But right now, introduce the man, Matthew Brumley with Earthbound Expeditions, leading tours all across Europe, Africa.
Well, you mentioned how he specializes in music tours.
Yeah.
But he is quickly becoming a specialist in gardening tours.
Yes, he is.
Yes. And so lots of fun stuff. And a man that puts together a tour from experience as well, which is also kind of nice. So, Matthew, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you all. How are you?
Great.
We're fantastic and super excited, my friend.
I got to ask, where are you joining us from today? Are you home at the moment or are you traveling?
On Isla Bonita on Bainbridge Island.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, but of course.
Of course. So I'm actually sitting overlooking the ferry terminal on Bainbridge Island off the coast of Seattle in the middle of the Puget Sound.
Nice.
My first question to you, Matthew, is how many mileage points do you have?
I have I think I looked at it the other day, over 5 million mileage points on hold right now.
Wow,
you should go somewhere.
Well, you could go to the moon on those points.
Yeah.
Well, hearing about the heat in San Diego and in London and Paris, I've been listening to you this morning, and it is a cool, 58 or 62 this morning, and kind of a coastal fog is rolling in. And, it's a typical Northwest day here.
Wow. Wow, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
It sounds like it would be a nice place to be for us right now. But
Absolutely.
Hey, Matthew, let's chat about our trip.
Where are we going, Tiger?
Can you give our listeners just a brief description of what you are thinking for the trip? Because there's things that people can read on the website, Earthbound Expeditions website, about the details, the itinerary. But what are some of the things that you're excited about for our trip?
Well, I'm really excited about this trip because, first of all, it kicks off in Slovenia, and many people don't even know where Slovenia, where that would be, or they confuse it with Slovakia. Slovenia is a part of the old Yugoslavia, so it was tied in with Croatia and Bosnia and Serbia, and it was part of that whole Montenegro mix. It was like an old Habsburg hunting ground in the Alps, and it was also tied up with Venice and Trieste. It's this tiny little country just north of Venice, and it has the most beautiful countryside, one of them being the Julian Alps, to visit the International Wildflower Festival. So that's the reason why we're starting in Slovenia, but also because Lake Bled is absolutely gorgeous and a dive for. So we're starting in Ljubljana, which is the capital, going up to Lake Bled, spending a day there on the lake up against the Alps, and then for a full day we're heading into the mountains to see the beautiful countryside and be a part of the International Wildflower Festival.
That's exciting.
So that's our cornerstone for Slovenia. So and by the way, I think it was John who came up with this idea of visiting the International Wildflower Festival. So thanks for that, John.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And, I was just wondering because we have listeners of all ages that go on our tours with us. But when you're talking about trekking in the Alps, is this going to be a difficult tour for older people, or do you think anyone can still join us?
No, I think everyone can still join in. We're going to drive you right up to the meadow where you're going to view the most spectacular flowers. So there's just this carpet, this amazing kind of carpet and horizon of flowers in bloom, all colors. And it's been a festival for many, many years. And the Slovenes come up on the weekends with their picnics. It's really kind of a laid-back, kick-back sort of festival. But for those who do want to get their heart pounding and go on a little hike or a good morning walk, there'll be plenty of opportunities to do that as well. But if you're not a hiker, if you're not a big walker, you can still do this.
Oh.
I just pretended I was asking for our listeners, but really I was concerned for myself.
No, it's not a hiking trip. This is definitely not a hiking trip.
Yeah.
It's more, even on Lake Bled, and if you're at home right now, take a look, punch in Lake Bled in your computer and look at the photos. I mean, this place is just amazing. It's not a very big alpine lake, but in the middle it has this little island with a monastery, and you have to row these kind of traditional boats. So what we're going to do is we're going to hire these boats and some time out there, and we're going to do a little walk in the gorge, and it's just this charming little place. I mean, you really feel here. They have kind of like Austrian type songs, so it's kind of a mix between Italy and Austria.
Hey, Matthew, let's go back to those 5 beefy men for a second.
Yeah, that's a sales pitch, right? The 5 beefy. And then from there, there's a lot of people that love flowers, but it ties in with also, as you said, Tiger, music. And then, a lot of people love horses. I do. They're such magnificent animals. So as we drive north, it's about a 5-hour drive from Lake Bled up to the capital of Austria, Vienna. Mm-hmm. And en route, we're going to be going over the Alps, and then we're going to drop down into the valley of southern Austria. And this is becoming wine country, big time wine country. But also it's the home of the Lipperzahner horses. And so we're going to visit the stud farm where the Lipperzahner horses come from, and then do a wine tasting in southern Austria. So, if you love horses, you love wine, this is going to be a great day.
Yeah, just the fact that we're going to be doing wine tasting in Austria, that in itself should be enticing.
Yeah, and
there's some great wine here. Yeah, super wines are coming out of Austria, and they've been producing wine since the time of the Romans. So they know a little bit about wine. So that's going to be a big surprise. And I'm just curious, have either one of you gentlemen been to Vienna before?
I have not.
I have not. No.
John, have you?
No,
none of us.
It's really strange that I've been to Ljubljana, but never to Vienna.
Wow. So.
And what's really a bit interesting and wonderful about Vienna is that, it's the capital of a pretty small country now, but the capital is, on steroids because of its past. And this was the capital of the Habsburg Empire. And the Habsburgs ruled over everywhere from Central Europe to the...
Hey, Matthew, hold that thought. We got to take a break. Don't mean to interrupt you, but we're going to be talking about that when we return. Stay with us. And again, questions, comments about this trip, now's the best time, right there on Facebook Live. You can also reach out, John at GardenAmerica.com. You want to call us, perhaps go on the air with Matthew, you can do that too at 855-424-9825. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Welcome to your Saturday, and again, welcome to the Garden America radio show.
Sometimes business owners and entrepreneurs don't follow a traditional schedule. Well, that's where Biz TV's Biz Club can work for you on your time. For only $5.95 a month, you can have over 200 hours of our fresh, original content on demand, anywhere, anytime. And with our search feature, you can quickly and easily find the topic or show you're looking for in seconds. Sign up today and see what you've been missing. Free for 7 days. Join the Biz Club. It's Biz TV on your time.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new federal student loans. And currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. To check your eligibility, student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. That's 800-513-0061.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588. 800-439-1588. 800-439-1588. 800-439-1588.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And again, we thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. A happy weekend to you. Hope you had a good week. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main. Facebook Live, questions, comments for Matthew, John at gardenamerica.com if you want to go on the air, 855-424-9825. And Tiger, we had to interrupt Matthew going into the break.
I think we left him with the Habsburgs, if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
He was talking about the history of Vienna and how it's an exciting city to visit. And so, Matthew, would you please continue?
Well, so as I was mentioning, it was a major capital in the 17, 18, 1900s. And for that reason, today it has a massive collection of art. It drew in Mozart and Beethoven, Mahler. I mean, all the great composers lived there. And it has fantastic gardens as well, especially public gardens, amazing public parks. And we think of Central Park in New York and, the Boston Commons, but there's some great parks. So we're going to be visiting their parks. We're going to visit the Habsburg butterfly gardens. We're going to visit the botanical gardens that the Habsburgs created. And we're going to visit some great museums and have some great apple strudel as well in the old cafes and drink some Viennese coffee, which is where coffee was introduced into Europe through the Viennese coffee shops. So it's just going to be a fantastic 3 full days in Vienna before we head north to Bohemia, southern Bohemia, and the Czech capital, Prague.
Now you talk about the public gardens. Now, the cool thing about where we're going to is, coming from the U.S., no matter where you are situated, when we go there, the plant selection, the gardens, they're going to be different. There's a lot of things. Like we're talking about going to the Wildflower Festival, and a wildflower, up there is going to be a cyclamen. Which you would not find that wildflower anywhere in the United States. So the one thing that's cool about going on these trips, if you're a plant person, is seeing plants where they're native to and how they grow. And it's sometimes very different. The way I equate it is a lot of people think of houseplants, and then they go to the tropics, and they see that pothos, which is 6 feet tall leaf, 4 feet wide.
You saw them in Hawaii that
day.
Right?
Yeah, right? And you're like, wait a minute, that's a house plant. Like, no. Here it's a native plant. It grows like this. And that's what you're going to see through these public gardens, through these wildflower festival, through the wildflower festival, through these private gardens that we're going to go to is plants in their natural environment that you don't see in their natural environment here in the United States, which is pretty neat because sometimes just seeing the plant where it actually grows gives you the
an idea on how to grow it yourself, right?
Well, in what it needs,
right?
That's
what I mean.
Where it's native to,
climate-wise, how to grow it.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry to interrupt, but when we're going through this, it's always fun to see that, and then we're going to make our way into Prague, right?
Well, it's hard not to get carried away when you talk about this trip, Tiger. That's fine.
You know what? Before we get to Prague, Matthew, are we? I know it was part of the original plan. I don't know if we changed it. Wasn't there a UNESCO site we were going to visit?
That's right. So about 3 hours north of Vienna, there's a little tiny town called Český Krumlov. And it's situated right next to another little town called České Budějovice, which is, by the way, Český just means Czech. So these are little villages. It's a UNESCO site. It's like a fairy tale village. It's perfectly preserved from, the 17th, 16th, 17th century. Wow. And we're going to spend the night there, and we're going to be in southern Bohemia, which is famous for these kind of beautiful rolling hills and meadows. And we're going to spend a night there, and we're going to sample some good Czech beers. By the way, Budějovice is where Budvar's from, or Budweiser is from. So they're really into pills there. And we're going to see more wildflowers in the fields and in the lowlands and the mountains, and spend a night there and get to know, rural Czech culture, which is really fascinating. And it's just a gorgeous little place. So we're going to have some time to, just to be in a small village and get the feel for what it was like to live comfortably in the Czech Republic 200 years ago.
You bring up some great points, because even if you're not a gardener, you think like, is this going to be boring? Suppose you're a gardener and your spouse isn't.
Right.
Your spouse will have a great time
There's
too.
plenty to do.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of things besides gardens. So the gardens are just an added bonus for your spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very well-balanced trip. I mean, that's what's interesting about this particular trip that we created for the three of you, is that you have the mountains, you have Slovenia, and it's very rural and very rustic. Although we're staying in 4-star hotels everywhere, so we're going to be super comfortable. But
there's a limit to being rustic.
Yeah, right. We want to experience rustic, but only for a short time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, then you have these two interesting Central European capitals of Prague and Vienna. So you have this kind of nice play, and then also the village of southern Bohemia. So there's a little bit of everything. I would say if you love gardens, if you love history, if you're an art lover, a nature lover, and you love good food and beer and wine, this would be a great trip for you. I mean, this is a really fascinating part of the planet, and one of the most interesting parts of Europe.
Yeah, that sounds
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that all of this being like the well-rounded trip, like you're talking about, when I've gone on this trip in the past, John, you mentioned people go for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
It could be the history, could be the music, could be the plants, could be the architecture, but you're going to see it all. So that's right. That's the really neat part.
We had a professor of architecture go on one of our trips.
That's right,
and she also enjoyed gardens too, but she was especially fascinated with the architecture everywhere we went.
Yeah.
Hey Matthew, this question always comes up too, and I think I know the answer. People always say, well, what about free time? Do I have to stick to a schedule? I need some time on my own. Tell us about that and what's available next year on this trip in 2020, Matthew.
Well, we always say this is your vacation. It's not a forced march, right? I mean, it's your vacation. So you can always, if you decide, I'd like to do something else today, you're always most welcome to say, hey, I'm going to go hit this museum, or I'm going to go hit this different little park or garden. It's your trip. But we'll have basically every day from about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, we'll have a planned itinerary where we go off and we explore in depth, the mountains, the villages, the towns, and we learn about the history, the architecture, the gardens, the food, the wine, the music. And it will really be with local experts. So you're going to be with local experts who really know their stuff and taking, slow walks through these towns and villages and through the mountains and learning about their culture and their history. But if you want to do something else, you're free to do that. But the afternoons are typically always free before, oftentimes we'll meet up for dinner at a traditional pub or a traditional little restaurant. But the afternoons are always free. So if you want to do something, or if you want to go on a morning jog, or if you want to go on a morning walk before we meet up at 9 o'clock in the morning, that's free as well. So there's a lot going on, but at the same time, you can think of it almost like a long weekend at a spa. You're looking at a menu of things to do, and you can kind of pick every day what you'd like to do. So there's a lot of flexibility in the itineraries.
Hey, Matthew, I've been keeping notes here. Excuse me, Tiger. Keeping notes here. You've mentioned beer 3 times and pub once.
Well, my favorite beer in the world is Czech beer. I mean, it's Pilsner. There's actually a town called Pils in the Czech Republic, and they've been doing it for a long time, and it's a very traditional kind of lighter beer, almost like a lager. And it's I'm a big wine lover as well, but the Czech beers on a hot day, if it gets a little warm, probably shouldn't be, because we're talking about late May, early June. So traditionally we're looking, as you mentioned earlier in the show, probably 70s. You're looking at kind of a mid 70s. Yeah, it should be perfect. This is really one of the best times to go. It's right before high season kicks in. So the crowd should be lighter. And springtime is my favorite time to be in this part of the world.
Hey, my daughter just posted a comment on Facebook. Apparently she's been listening to us, and she says, "Sorry, Dad, I'm going to have to sell one of your grandchildren to go on this trip."
Hey, but speaking of that, it's a great segue that I want to clear something up for people that have done these trips, maybe not with Earthbound in the past, but done these trips before, that, what Matthew mentioned, that there's going to be things scheduled to do, places that museums, tours, dinners that are scheduled. Well, the cool thing about this trip is when you sign up and you pay your fee, those are all included.
Everything,
in
right?
that. So it's not like in the morning you're going to wake up and you're going to go say, oh, well, if I want to go do this, it's $40. If I want to go do this, it's $30. If I want to go do that, it's $20. No. Everything that's on that itinerary is included in your package. The entrance fees, sometimes the meals are included. Lots of really good things that are all included in that package already.
Even most of the tips.
Yeah.
We got to take a break, but we'll come back and finish up with this, right?
You betcha. Absolutely. Questions, comments, Facebook Live. You can also give us a call, 855-424-9825. A lot to soak in, a fantastic trip. And again, the price, when you think about this, it's unbelievable. John at GardenAmerica.com as well. I'm Bryan Main. Thank you for tuning in. Facebook Live, AM 1240 here in San Diego. And, of course, Biz Talk Radio. Garden America continues.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit mosquito dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
855-680-2173. 855-680-2173. 855-680-2173.
Big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much? $92,000. Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called Federal Tax Management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give Federal Tax Management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-250-8743. 800-250-8743.
Everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit card. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658.
Main Street to Wall Street. We have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back here, Garden America. The more and more we talk to Matthew Brumley from Earthbound Expeditions, the better this trip sounds. June of 2020. Questions, comments at 855-424-9825. Jump on Facebook Live.
People that have already sent in their reservations for the trip. Matthew, what do you want to tell our listeners if they're looking for?
Well, you could type in Garden America, garden tour to Europe and Slovenia, Prague, and Vienna, and you'll find it. It'll pull up right away. Or you can go to earthboundexpeditions.com up here in Seattle, and you'll find the trip on our website. And, just so everyone knows, it's departing in late May of next year. So great time to, just a wonderful in Slovenia on Lake Bled, right up against the Julian Alps. So that's just, if you're thinking of just north of Venice and south of the Vienna capital, where we're going up to for 3 nights, and we're going to stay in the heart of Vienna. and then up to this little village of Český Krumlov, and then 3 more nights, 4 more days in the Czech capital, Prague. So it's an 11-day trip, in-depth, experiences along the way, and we're really going to learn a lot. I mean, it's just a great, for people who love not just to travel, but they want to learn along the way. This is going to be a great experience.
You mentioned learning a lot, and that's one of the advantages with taking a tour where you've got tour leaders that know what they're doing. We've got in every place we go, we'll have a leader who knows what they're talking about. But I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who have been to the same places I've been, but not on a tour.
And didn't.
And when I'm talking to them, like, oh, we didn't know that. Or we were there, but we didn't know that's what it was.
Right.
And,
nobody told us.
Yeah.
When we were in London and we went to Oxford College, we had a student that wasn't just a student there, but he actually was born and raised there, give us the tour.
Right.
And it was phenomenal. The history,
inside information,
the detail, the something that, John, like you mentioned, I could have visited Oxford 1,000 times and never known the stuff that he told us.
Exactly.
So definitely is well worth going on a tour sometimes to learn some fun stuff. All right. Hey,
we're looking forward to traveling with the three of you into another great Garden America group. I mean, It was just, the last trips have been phenomenal, and I loved meeting all of you. Hopefully we'll be crossing paths in Slovenia.
All right.
Looking forward to it, absolutely.
All right, well, have a good rest of the weekend, Matthew.
Itinerary on the Earthbound Expedition site, and included in the itinerary is each hotel that we're staying at. Because I find that it's very helpful to go to the websites of the hotels too,
right,
to see where you're going to be staying.
Perfect. Thank you, Matthew.
We appreciate it.
All right, well, thanks to you all. Have a great weekend.
You betcha. Take care, Matthew.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and we didn't. The price is going to be on the website that you go to, but when you look at what it cost for what we're getting, if you were to go outside of this Earthbound Expeditions, you'd be paying a lot more money for this trip.
Yeah, and like I say, it's all included. There's dinners, there's lunches, there's breakfasts that are all included in the price.
Most of the tips, as John mentioned.
And I mean, there's so many meals included. The only thing that
And again, it's happening next year, June of 2020. A 10-day trip, but John, Tiger, myself, we usually like to get there a day or so ahead of time and, get used to the time change and just kind of settle in.
That's a good point. Jet lag, especially if you're on the East Coast, it's not as bad. But coming from the West Coast, jet lag is just horrible, and especially as you get older. So go in a couple days early, or at least a day. We always go in at least one day. Cares.
Yeah, who cares? I remember getting up at 1:30 in the morning for the first 2 or 3 days I was home last couple of years when we went to Europe, and had to get used to that. But yes, check it out. Again, price is great. You talk about these countries, it's fairy tale land is what it is.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tiger brought in a plant today. I don't know if you wanted to talk about it this hour or next hour.
Either way. Right there.
How do you make it dance, Tiger?
Talk sweetly to it.
Well, it's called dancing because oh, cool. And you were mentioning that they're not really that difficult to grow.
I am shocked this is not a plant that is not more common, because I've got 2 varieties. We've got the dancing geisha, and then I have one called Ghost.
We got a shot right now, a close-up of the plant.
And heart shade doesn't require daily watering, and they just bloom and bloom and bloom. And to some extent, I would call them almost a self-cleaning one too, where the flowers, after they're done, they do stay on for a minute, but then they'll fall off, and then there's new ones that come up. I mean, you could deadhead it to make it look more clean, but it's phenomenal. And I'll say the one that we have in front of us is the dancing geisha variety, and it's still pretty young. I mean, it's right. I think it still has a little ways to go. We
planted those from seed
to fill in.
I think I mentioned to you that the ones you put a bunch in one big pot, and I put one per gallon, and they're starting to fill out the gallon plants, and I've noticed that they do really well in the ground as perennials. You can cut them back every spring, and they just come back up, and the clump keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I did put some in the ground, like I say, in the front, and yeah, and I was mentioning how hardy it's right next to my dryer vent, so there's.
We've got news coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio affiliates. Of course, Facebook Live, we're back at 6 minutes after, so any questions, comments, it is open phones for the entire second hour. 855-424-9825, john@gardenamerica.com, and of course, Facebook Live. So stay with us. Again, 6 minutes after, we are back hour number 2. Tiger Palafox, Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco here on Garden America.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app. Available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home.
USA Radio News with Wendy King.
The Supreme Court has lifted a freeze imposed by lower courts on the Trump administration's shift of nearly $2.5 million in Pentagon funding to begin construction on border barriers in Arizona, California, and New Mexico. Guatemala has signed an agreement to be a safe third country, requiring migrants from there, El Salvador, and Honduras to apply for U.S. asylum there rather than at the U.S. border with Mexico. President Trump says the agreement sends a clear message to smugglers and human traffickers.
Your day is over, and we're investing in the future of Guatemala.
It requires migrants who cross into Guatemala on their way to the U.S. to apply for protections in Guatemala instead of the U.S. border.
We'll protect with legitimate claims and will end the widespread abuse of the system.
This is USA Radio News.
Here's a great deal on MyPillow. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, type in promo code USA, you'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. Now that's only $34.99 a pillow. You will not get that price anywhere at retail. It's the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And like all MyPillow products, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, use my promo code USA.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
8 people were killed and dozens were injured when a series of earthquakes struck islands in the far northern Philippines, toppling historic buildings and sending terrified locals fleeing from their homes. The tremors hit a group of sparsely populated islands just north of the nation's largest island, Luzon. Authorities said some of the people that died included 2 babies under a year old. They were crushed by the walls of their own homes. The town of Ipayat was hit the worst, with around 100 people injured. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler filed a petition in federal court to obtain secret grand jury material from the Mueller investigation. Nadler said the panel needs the information to consider whether to pursue impeachment against the president after Robert Mueller's testimony.
He told us in a remarkable exchange that but for the Department of Justice policy from prohibiting from doing so, he would have indicted President Trump.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
With a recession ending, if you've been putting off building your business, now is the time to act. General Steel will meet or beat any price on a pre-engineered steel building of the same size and specifications. Act now, before steel prices go up. So call us today for free information.
Call 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290.
The Speaker of the House and OAC have met to clear the air. Here's more from USA's Rick Vincent.
A meeting of the minds behind closed doors Friday between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York. Ocasio-Cortez shared her thoughts on the meeting with reporters as she walked to the elevator.
It was a really positive meeting and productive.
And Pelosi had this to say.
I have some level of confidence and actually joy in seeing diversity in our caucus.
The two have disagreed over whether to start the impeachment process against the president.
A poll of 2,000 Americans that examined their eating and snacking habits discovered that 88% are so-called zombie eaters, admitting to looking at their screens while they eat. John Clemens reports.
From their TVs to their phones or laptops, they're multitasking. The study also revealed they looked at their phones more than 2 separate times during a single meal. 83% of those surveyed revealed they had their food go cold while deciding what to watch. Judy Gammon is the healthy eating expert with Executive Medicine of Texas.
It's something we're all witnessing. Go to any restaurant, you notice that when people are sitting around the table, even families and even couples that look like they're on a date, they can't help but pull out their phone.
Another 80% of the zombie eaters surveyed said they found themselves so busy they were preoccupied with their screens that they forgot to eat. I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Greece is cheap,
but the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris
just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
It is hour number 2, 6 minutes after, to our friends on the East Coast. Good afternoon to you. Happy Saturday afternoon. The rest of us, still a good Saturday morning. Weekend, Garden America Facebook Live. You can also catch us Biz Talk Radio streaming. Questions, John at gardenamerica.com, 855-424-9. Some residual questions on the trip. That's what we're here for. And again, Matthew just brings it all to life in terms of getting into the details of what's going to be happening. Paints a better picture than we do.
Well, he's been there.
Yeah.
He's done it. And that's the cool thing about going on this trip is that it's organized by someone who truly has experience with the location. I mean, you know, I'm sure half the things that we're going to, he's already done or been there. So
right.
It's pretty amazing.
But it is, like I say, for the most part, all-inclusive trip with most of your tips, everything paid for. So I guess just bring some spending money if you want to buy some souvenirs.
Start saving up. I mean, it's a year away. Yeah,
you got a year away.
I remember when we were first married. Not a lot of money, right?
Sure.
And we had gone to Hawaii on our honeymoon, and then this was
from Michigan. That's quite a trip.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
it was a trip. But this is about maybe 7 years later. We wanted to go back, and again, not a lot of money, so I started clipping coupons, and I'd go to the store, and every time I used a coupon, the amount of money that I would save from that coupon, I put away. And it took a year, but at the end of the year, we had enough money to go to Hawaii.
Wow. Awesome. Good. Now, this is your Frank's Nursery days?
No, I was here in California, so it was Nurseryland.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Nurseryland, remind me when we leave, I have a piece of Nurseryland memorabilia for you to take to your dad.
Oh, all right.
As I was cleaning out my house, I found it. I thought, I bet Tiger's dad would remember
Good
this.
old Nurseryland. I think that was the one garden center that, even if you weren't a gardener, you knew Nurseryland.
Oh, yeah.
They were huge.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, back in that time.
I can't remember exactly because it was before I came to California, but I think that the person who created the Nurseryland bee had done work for Disney.
Oh, really?
Do you remember that?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Your dad might remember it.
The Nurseryland bee. I'm trying to remember.
The honeybee. Do you remember?
That was their
honeybee
was their logo.
Their character.
Yeah.
The honeybee.
Hey, so I got a question for you both. Go ahead.
Well, before I forget, you were talking about the bananas growing in your house.
Oh, yeah.
And Linda sent us in a banana hack because Bryan had said, well, how do you keep them from ripening? And she said you just wrap the stem end with plastic wrap.
And she's right, because I had seen that on YouTube, and she's exactly right.
That's a good hack. Tried it. It works really well.
So just take saran wrap and just wrap it?
That's what she says.
Yeah. Okay, I will do that next time.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen that at the store before.
Because we always buy green bananas,
right,
and then a couple, 2 or 3 that are already ripe, so we can eat those first. But we'll try that hack. Any other hacks? Let us know. Facebook, whatever. Okay, you had a question.
I got a question for both of you because we're talking about the weather in Europe, and obviously we're having a weird season this year here in Southern California with a long spring, and now summer started. It's just here one day. Yeah. There's all this talk now about us. Are we going to have is that summer going to extend into fall? Are we going to have a normal fall? Maybe it was just a long spring, but we're still going to have a normal fall. Or are we going to, have an early fall kind of a thing? Okay. I don't know.
I'm going to roll the dice and say it's going to be hot right in through November.
You think it's going to just stay warm
I wish it wouldn't. I wish it wouldn't, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think the rain's going to come back.
Normally in San Diego, Southern California, it's hot. Our hottest months are September and October. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember, like the last 15, 20 years. September and October.
But when I was a kid, that's how you grew up here as well. A little bit of an age difference, but as a kid, we never had this kind of humidity here. It was always dry heat, at least as far as what I remember going way back to the 60s and 70s.
I agree.
It was not this humid.
Well, it's still not that humid. This is just monsoonal.
For us, it is. We're not used to it, but it's nothing like back east, obviously.
Right.
You get out of the shower, you're still wet.
But when we get these monsoon-type conditions during the summer, that's really the only time we have humidity.
And we've had thunderstorm activity and a lot of that kind of weather inland.
Yeah, what happened in El Cajon or Alpine? Weren't they talking about there
flash floods?
Flash floods.
Yeah, the last several days, Julian Alpine flash flood warnings.
Yeah, they got, I think, somewhere in the mountains, they got almost like an inch of rain one day.
Right. Now, people who aren't familiar with San Diego, there are so many microclimates here. You think, well, what are you talking about? Yeah, you can go to the beach. You can surf in the morning and ski in the afternoon. Basically, you've got the beach, the coast, inland valleys, mountains, and deserts.
People in Miami, New Orleans, and Houston are thinking, "Ooh, an inch of rain."
yeah.
Thinking you big babies.
Somebody just posted that their azaleas are blooming right now, and is that uncommon for July?
It depends on the kind of azaleas. It would be uncommon for a normal azalea, but the encore azaleas that are becoming really popular rebloom.
Yep.
And there's a few of the encore azaleas that are almost ever blooming.
Really?
From spring through November.
All the way through November?
Yeah.
I was going to say, October maybe kind of a thing, but all the way through November?
The one that I had in my yard that was, and I wish I could remember the variety that grew out in the full sun, where most azaleas need shade, right?
Yeah,
and this is full sun in Fallbrook.
And there are sun azaleas, but definitely not sun Fallbrook azaleas, right?
Sun azaleas don't even grow in the sun. Those are southern indicas. They'll tolerate more sun than a shade azalea.
By the way, Linda, with that question, is in Redding, California.
Oh, okay.
Okay, did she tell you whether or not you had to cut the end?
No, I just asked her based on a question where she's from. She said Redding.
Oh, okay.
So that does help, I guess, in terms of geography. What else, John? Anything at john@gardenamerica.com? Questions coming in, John?
Oh, Linda said that was her, that asking about the azalea blooming. It was a potted azalea. So
it makes a difference.
Well, it can make a difference because when you put plants into containers, it kind of throws off their natural growth cycle. So I think that my experience has been that when you do that, they're more susceptible to changes in the environment. So if you've got the root system contained, if it gets hot, it gets hotter than it normally would because the root system is warmer too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it can trigger summer. Now it cools off and fall is coming. I need to, get ready to bloom, or I need to stop blooming. It just depends. But anyway, back to the encore azaleas. That sun azalea really shocked me because it was right on my patio, full sun all day, and just did great. Never bloomed or never burned.
But, when we talk about these weather patterns and these blooming patterns, someone just mentioned that their lime tree is flowering. And, nowadays when people say lime tree, I get confused because when we were in England, lime tree was different than a citrus lime tree that I'm accustomed to. So I don't know.
Lime trees in
I don't know
England
what they're talking about right now.
Lindens.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they call them, lindens?
Yeah, well, they're linden trees, but they call them lime trees. They had lime walks, and they would just line a pathway. So 2 rows of these trees, perfectly symmetrical down.
It's a shade tree.
And the home value was based on the length of your lime walk. It was interesting. But
being a landscaper, Tiger was amazed by some of the things he saw. And I remember every long border that we went to, he had to take a picture of it, look at it.
Did you bring back any ideas that you can use?
I'm going to do one.
Okay,
I'm going to do one
good.
at my house for sure. I thought they were phenomenal. So
one of the things I have planned for my house that I was intrigued by was hedges trimmed into a room.
Yeah.
So you would walk through, you'd have like a front door, but then you'd have a square of just hedges, and you'd walk into it, and on the inside, they would plant a garden.
Yep.
A rose garden.
And you're surrounded
or whatever.
by a hedge.
Yeah.
And it was a theme. Sometimes it was an all-white garden. Sometimes it was roses. Sometimes it was a vegetable garden. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, the white garden at Sissinghurst really impressed me because Vita Sackville West was kind of known for coming up with that white garden, and I had been there I think twice before, and it was never in full bloom. It was always off season, and when we went, it was pure white. It was just spectacular,
gorgeous.
Whites and grays, and looked awesome.
All right, that said, we're going to take a break. Our first break of hour number 2. It is 60 minutes after the hour. Give us a call, 855-424-9825. If you prefer, john@gardenamerica.com. Your best bet right there on Facebook Live. And if by chance your Facebook Live screen does freeze up, just refresh it. It should be right back in working order as we pay some bills. Stay with us.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Being a business owner or entrepreneur can feel lonely. Unless your friends have walked the same path, they just don't understand your passion. How many times have you been asked, when are you going to get a real job? And when you finally do make it big, all of a sudden the doubters tell you they always knew you would. Does this sound familiar? You see, at BizBod, we understand the road you're on because we're on the same path. That's why we created a club just for you. Meet other people on the same path you're on and get content that will help you grow your business, all for only $49.95 a year. And if you join today, you can get your first 30 days free with promo code RADIO. This is a limited time offer, so try it for free, and who knows, you might be able to help other members. Simply go to bizbod.com and enter promo code RADIO.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658. Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
As we enjoy this Saturday weekend together, thank you for being with us here on Garden America. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, Bryan, Maine. A great first hour with Matthew Brumley, Earthbound Expeditions, talking about that big trip. And again, you can go to gardenamerica.com, Earthbound Expeditions, for the itinerary, and as John mentioned, the day-by-day hotels, all that kind of stuff.
You meant gardenamerica.com or earthboundexpeditions.com.
The translation would be just that.
Yeah, either one.
either
one. The reason
John
I wanted
used Google Translator.
Well, the reason I wanted to point out earthboundexpeditions.com is because we are in the process of changing our websites, and if something happens over the next week, always go to Earthbound Expeditions. But Tiger's building us a brand new website.
Yeah, it's going to be a newer, bigger...
August 1st, right?
That's the goal.
That's the launch date for the new the new look of our website.
Yep.
And we'll be able to change it and do all those things and go in there like a Facebook page.
Yeah, it'll be a much easier website, much more navigatable.
Navigatable. How's that for a word?
I think it's navigable.
Navigable?
Yep.
Navigatable. I love making up words. People think, oh, that must be a word.
Sure,
You know?
whatever.
Why not?
They're on the radio. Must be true.
Yeah, exactly. He said he was on the radio. He must know more than everybody else.
It's like motorating.
Easy. Anyway, go ahead, Tiger.
Yeah, so there'll be some really good info on there, and we're having a whole new social media platform with Instagram, with YouTube, with the Facebook, lots more, ability to kind of get a hold of us in those ways, post pictures, ask questions, things like that. I am
noticing we are increasing our subscribership, if that's a word, to our YouTube channel. But do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just tell your friends, your family, subscribe. Let's build up those numbers, because it's another way for you to watch previous shows. It's basically an archive of what we've done and what we're going to be doing. So that's YouTube. I think it's Garden America Radio on the YouTube channel. So do that. And what else, John?
I was going to say, prior to the break, we were talking about the White Garden, the famous White Garden in Sissinghurst. And Gail, who was on our tour with us, posted a comment on Facebook, and she said that she always wanted to see the White Garden. And she said, when I took a turn and entered it, I actually cried a little.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't cry because obviously that's not a manly thing to do.
But I think you were a bit choked up.
But yeah, actually, I was shocked. I was, as you would say, Brian, taken aback.
Taken aback.
Because I turned, and just as Gail's describing, it was like there in front of me, and I was, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Especially since I was anticipating to see what I had seen my previous 2 trips.
Yeah. Which was green and not white.
Yeah, it was mainly green.
Mainly green, yeah.
Mainly green.
Yeah, no, and I mean, to think about, and people might sit there and wonder, a white garden, what's the big deal? It's white flowers. But here's the thing. When you're a landscape designer and you're planning this out, number one, plants have different seasons.
Right.
So you have to match them. So you have to match a wide variety of plants to all bloom in a either consecutive time of year or all at once. Number two, it's all one location. So it's not like, oh, this is a shady part, this is a sunny part.
Yeah.
Now you have to match the plant's water and sun requirement.
Because there's one condition.
Exactly. And there's only one water system there, kind of a thing. So
and then you need different types of plants, because you need trees, you need shrubs, you need bedding plants.
You need annuals, you need perennials, all of that stuff. That's a lot of research to do to find that grouping. And how many varieties of plants do you think were in this area? And it was a small, by terms of gardens, it was a small area.
Dozens for sure, if not hundreds.
So to think that all of those in one area blooming at the same time, that was a lot of research done to be able to make that happen.
Right. And for people in Southern California, what we're describing is much different than your bed of white iceberg roses.
Yeah, no, nothing like that, right? Yeah.
But, which is... I shouldn't badmouth iceberg roses, because it's really a great rose. It's
they keep roses relevant.
They're everywhere.
John, we're going to make roses great again.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. Make roses great again.
You need them to fund all the other fun and research done with other roses. If it wasn't for iceberg roses, the roses would have no more money anymore.
So you have more room now on your property for all your roses? I remember before how it was at your old house, all kind of crammed into one area.
Well, now they're crammed into 3 areas.
But there's more room.
But eventually I won't my goal is to, at the end of 5 years, have no roses in pots. It's a 5-year plan.
I think you'll reach that goal. See no reason why not.
Yeah. I can't wait till I put the first rose in the ground. A good friend of ours, Keith from Point Loma,
yes,
who went with us on our tour to Cuba, gave me a cashmere cypress, and Tiger was nice enough to pick it up, and I found the perfect spot to plant it. And I'm so excited, because it probably will be the first plant that I actually put in the ground at my house. But we have a great view from where our property is. But as you're facing north, over to the left, which would be west, is a huge telephone pole.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I can plant this right in front. Telephone pole is at the bottom of a hill, but up on the top, I can put the cashmere cypress, and it'll completely block out the telephone pole.
Yeah, and it's not like this is in any danger of going into the pole lines. It's just a view obstruction,
right?
Kind of a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I told my wife about it because I was so excited that I. Perfect. She goes, well, it's not very wide. And I go, well, it doesn't need to be that wide. I said, they'll probably get, 15 feet wide? Something like that?
Yeah.
Now, are you developing?
No.
Are you developing
developing
a hydrangea garden for her?
Eventually, what we affectionately now call the tree pit is where we will probably put hydrangeas.
Hey,
but that's a while before we get down that far.
I've got a question, okay? Because right now, my wife and I have this understanding that she can do whatever she wants in the house when it comes to decorating, painting, blah blah. I could really care less.
Go for it.
And then it's not that I demanded this, but she also doesn't have an interest in the yard as much as I do, and she doesn't have the background to kind of know what would work and what wouldn't work.
Right.
So she lets me go in the backyard, in the front yard, and do whatever I want to do. Was that how it started with you and Shannon, and now it's migrated into this? She's giving her opinion for the overall thing, or does she always give in? Because I need to know, am I moving in that direction?
He needs to know what to look forward to, John.
Or is it something that developed over time?
It kind of started out that way, but then we live. The front is going to be this way because people see that when they drive by on the street.
Curb appeal.
You can do whatever you want in the back.
Okay.
So that's the way it was.
So she started adopting her views and opinions for the front yard, but the
backyard
front
had to be what she wanted.
Got it.
Yeah, if you have any America.com. Hey, thank you so much as we broadcast live from the iHeart Media Studios here, San Diego, California. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, Bryan Main. Thank you again for everything you're doing, your support. We're going to take a break. Come right back after these very, very important messages. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Joe Clark, host of Consider This, found right here Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock. Join us as we break down the financial world, things that truly matter to you, things that you should consider. You can find out more at our website at yourlifeafterwork.com, but join us Sunday morning, grab a cup of coffee, and let's break down the 5 critical elements, the things that can really change your financial life.
Attention Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. If you use dual-ended combat arms earplugs and suffer hearing loss or tinnitus, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer agreed to pay millions to 15. If you served during those years, were issued combat arms earplugs, and suffer from hearing loss or tinnitus, call now.
Call 800-410-9446. That's 800-410-9446.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stairlift. Consider moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs. Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide. And your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times, hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
855-173 855-680-2173 855-680-2173. That's 855-680-2173.
Rates based on a Man Age 42 with no tobacco use of any form for 20 years. Policy number 25. Policy underwritten by various life insurance companies. Premium include a $50 policy fee. Rates and underwriting criteria subject to change at any time. Not available in some states.
You've heard those term life insurance ads with the rates read very low, and at the end they have a long disclaimer read extremely fast. Why? Because most people like us will never qualify for those rates. It's just a way to get you to call. Listen, at the Term Lifeline, we'll never quote you a low rate hoping you'll call, then try to sell you something else. But we do promise to get you the best rates available on policies of $500,000 or more with professional service. Don't waste your valuable time. Get the real rates you want on term life insurance policies of $500,000 or more from the Term Lifeline. Call now.
800-430-1891, 800-430-1891, 800-430-1891. That's 800-430-1891.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And that brings our time to about 35 minutes after the hour here. Garden America, what's going on? Hey, those of you, well, I guess all across the country, make sure you're adjusting your watering schedule. Those of us here in San Diego, I really noticed that this week when I usually water about once a week, twice a week, it was almost every other day.
Right.
Very hot. And again, using my son Patience as the
canary in the coal mine?
The canary in the coal mine. But,
that's your water meter. That's your living water meter.
But, things are getting dry pretty quickly. But like you said, the hibiscus, all the tropicals are just like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed, though, on the water, especially in containers, is it's so hot you think that plants are going to dry out quickly, but because of the humidity,
it keeps them.
They were staying wet longer.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, there's less evaporation.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. And you mentioned adjust the water cycle, Bryan, and it's something for me. A lot of my plants are pretty good established. I've got watering systems going to my lawn. I actually have a really good lawn that it's just a fescue lawn, but it's flat. I have a good irrigation system, and when I water it, it stays. And I've fertilized it a lot with Milorganite, and I planted it well, so I know I've got real good deep root systems in there, and it's it's well taken care of.
It's well established. That makes a difference.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to know for lawns, that you don't want to just water them every day for 2 or 3 minutes, because the roots aren't going to grow. They're not going to dive deep into the soil. You want to water them for as long as you can, but then infrequently. And I was watering 3 times a week for about 7 minutes before the summer, and then everything was fine. And then it started browning out a little bit in some spots, so I upped the water, and I'm up to 4 times a week for 8 minutes now. And, it's thriving. It's doing well. And I know and the way that I water it, that it's doing so well, because a lot of lawns are browning out right now for people, because they're watering every day, but they're only watering for 2 or 3 minutes.
Let me ask you this, because John has dispelled this myth for many years. People say you should never water in the middle of the day, always early in the morning or in the evening time, because you're going to burn your. Sometimes.
No, not at all.
See,
no.
Exactly.
On the leaves would act as magnifying glasses and burn the leaves.
That's so far from the truth.
And, well, universities actually did studies, and they found out that where there were burn spots, it kept that one area cool and kept. Never water your lawn at night, because you're going to increase fungus problems.
Fungal issues.
And the best time to water your lawn is at night. And the reason is that between the top blade of the grass and the soil at night, you've got dew. The relative humidity in that area is 100%. Can't get more than 100%. So if you water then, it's going to be the same. Because when the sun comes up during the day, it'll dry out, and so you're actually exposing it to less time under those humid conditions. So if anything, watering at night would help deter fungus rather than promote it.
And when you water at night, it soaks into the ground. Like what I'm trying to talk about, this achievement of driving roots down into the soil where water is. It soaks into the ground and stays there. So the roots grow deep, where if you water, in the early morning, like, what they tell you to, it evaporates and the soil dries out much quicker, where, you're allowing, can you imagine? Yes, you can imagine. But if you can imagine
Sounds like a song title.
That water is staying there for 4 or 5 hours, where normally if you water at 6 a.m., this water is staying in the soil only for
that came up.
There was the painted lily.
Is that the one?
Is that the one? Yeah. He gave us each
the
one of those.
Paintbrush lily.
Okay. So how is yours doing? Because I have nice, healthy green leaves right now.
It looks great, except that it's covered by the Kipsgate tomato right now.
Oh, yeah, right. It's taking over everything.
Yeah, and my loofah is starting to take over everything as well.
Loofah, isn't that what they use for scrubbing?
Yep.
Exactly, for the shower, a little loofah
brush. Is it a wash?
Cucumber,
right? Yeah.
But it's doing well. It's the nice green leaves, looking good. When will it bloom again, John? Or when should it bloom? I guess that's a better question.
February
24th?
2020.
No, I mean the day, February 20th. Looking good. I haven't lost anything. Everything's great.
Fall.
So don't panic.
Winter.
Let it do its thing.
Yeah, it'll just go dormant. So just stop taking care of it, and then it'll start again in the.
I think we should replace that word with nap. What are you going to do? I'm going to go dormant for a half hour.
I'm going to go dormant.
I'm going to go dormant for about an hour and a half, and I'll be good to go later on tonight.
Oh my goodness!
So what else? Your next plan of attack.
Go ahead, when we were talking about our trip earlier. What was that other? Oh, because we were talking about the dessert in Lake Bled, right?
Yeah, he brought that up, Matthew.
Well, he brought up. I wasn't thinking about the apple strudel in Vienna.
The apple strudel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
no,
that's not German. That was
I know.
That was
But
Norwegian or
taste?
Swedish or something.
He's going to have some apple strudel. But are you going to be able to taste it?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, what difference does it make?
You just eat it anyway.
It doesn't mean other people can't. I can't.
Yeah. I'm just curious.
Enjoy watching other people eat it.
I'm just curious where you are on the spectrum of taste buds these days. That's all.
If it's not offensive, that's fine with me. Texture is important.
Texture.
That cake does have good texture. Now, why did I talk about that? There was
you were talking about the
dessert. The dessert. You brought the dessert up.
Yeah, but it wasn't the dessert. There was something Matthew had said that I wanted to refer.
When he says we're going to be like in and amongst the Alps, we're driving through the you're thinking of Sound of Music, aren't you? Twirling around with Julie Andrews.
It's kind of like being in the Sound of Music, I'll tell you. Now I'm losing my train of thought.
That's
again.
okay.
Julius
Caesar, the Alps.
Oh yeah, when Sharon and I went to the Julian Alps, it was a little bit later, and we did see wildflowers, but the roses had already bloomed out. So I'm hoping that we're going early enough this year that I can catch some of the native roses and see what they look like.
Do you have any idea?
You think they look any different?
No, I just all I saw was hips, though. I'd like to see the flowers.
But do you have any idea what native roses will be there? I mean, what
I don't know what
you
species. There'll be certain species. So I'll have to see if I can find that ahead of time.
Now, will you be putting a link? We have a link in the newsletter, right, to Earthbound Expeditions?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right.
In the newsletter, on the website.
Everywhere you turn?
Yep, on our Facebook.
It's hard to escape.
But do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's my big thing. Got to get those.
I think we've got 4 people now, don't we?
No, we got more. We're up to like 55 now, 30 to 55. Well, our goal is 1,000 here. We got to get to 1,000. As quick as we can.
And why would you go to a YouTube channel?
To learn and watch our shows again. You can watch the whole thing. And the beauty is,
I know, but I'm asking this in all seriousness.
You can fast forward.
What's the difference between that and Facebook?
Well, it might be more convenient for somebody to
easier
to
to navigate.
It is
easier navigation because obviously at the beginning it's us in the studio and there's a good maybe 5-6 minutes.
So
before
when
the
you
show
go to
starts,
YouTube, it's just the show, and you don't have to scroll through all the junk that's on Facebook.
Yes, you can fast forward. You can do whatever you want to do. Again, you can bypass the very beginning of the show, and you can go to different points.
Okay.
All right. That's Garden America Radio
that.
on YouTube. And again, we do hope you'll subscribe. Let's see here.
Does it cost you to subscribe?
No, it's absolutely free.
Wow.
John, that's one of our services.
I'm learning so much about this new world we live in.
About this show that I'm a part of.
Is it a brave new world, John? That's what I want to know.
That was George Orwell, right?
Yep. Was he, who wrote Animal Farm?
George Orwell.
Okay, all right. That's right.
He didn't write Brave New World, by the way, in case. He wrote 1984.
That's right. Big Brother's watching you, my man. 45 minutes after the hour here on this Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are. Bryan, Maine, Tiger, Palafox, John Bagnasco. What's on your mind? John at GardenAmerica.com, Facebook Live, 855-424-9825.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
Have you been thinking about taking an Alaskan vacation? Well, now you can book an Alaskan cruise tour with YMT Vacations and immediately save $250 per person. Call YMT Vacations today. We've been helping people take the vacation of a lifetime for over 50 years. And right now, if you've been thinking about what it would be like to go on an Alaskan cruise, now with our $250 per person instant rebate is the perfect time. Call right now for details. And if Alaska isn't on your bucket list, we've got over 50 guided tours to different locations worldwide. Call right now for your free brochure. So if you're looking for the perfect cruise tour to Alaska or the perfect guided vacation package, you need to call YMT Vacations to book right now or for our free brochure.
800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. That's 800-296-1553.
Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. That's 800-984-0964. Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical. But when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
It may have been a messy divorce that suddenly cut your income in half, but not your bills. It might have been an injury or illness, or your boss just cutting back your hours. It doesn't really matter how you got in over your head. It only matters that you are and that we're here to help. If you've got over $10,000 in credit card debt and you can't ever see breaking free, then call Action Debt and do it now. Being in over your head is a vicious cycle. One day late, they charge you a late fee. Miss a payment, they double your rate. You just don't think it's fair, and neither do we. This is not bankruptcy or just a simple rate reduction plan. We fight for you using our proven experience in the insider programs that credit card companies try to hide. If you owe at least $10,000 to the credit card companies, you owe it to yourself to call Action Debt at 800-384-7099. Just because you got in over your head doesn't mean you have to stay there forever. Call 800-384-7099 today and we can be on your side tomorrow. 800-384-7099. 800-384-7099.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Okay, final segment. It is 51 minutes after the hour here. Still time for questions. Facebook Live, John at gardenamerica.com. If you prefer, 855-424-9825 here. About 10 minutes to go. And that's going to do it. And you're back out in the heat today.
Yeah, today I have some yard work to do. I'm getting an area ready to lay some concrete. And then I'm planting a lemon tree and an artichoke plant and some other veggies that I'm going to put in the veggie.
What kind of
veggie
artichoke?
pod. I don't know. I don't know then with the variety. I'll have to find out. I'll send a picture.
Well, there's one called Imperial Star
Mm-hmm.
that is a refruiting type.
Oh, really?
That's pretty good. And then there's European types that are purple, that where you can eat the whole thing. You don't have to just pull off the leaves, because the leaves on a regular artichoke, like green globe, have that point on the end, and so you just eat the bottom part of it. But on the European types, the purple ones, you can eat the whole artichoke.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. No, I don't think it's one of those. It's kind of purple because a lot of artichokes have purple in them.
Right.
But they're not purple by any means.
Yeah. This one is mostly purple. They're smaller, too.
Oh, really?
Not like the giant green
globe.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so I've got that to plant, that, and yeah.
So what? But are you're excuse me, doing your basic landscaping work today?
Yep.
What part of San Diego?
Serra Mesa.
Well, that's not bad.
No.
It's in this area. You don't have to go inland.
No. It's not too bad. I mean, it'll be kind of warm and humid, but it won't be too bad to work out there. And I'll probably only work, I'll probably only work in the morning and then in the afternoon not be doing anything because it's too hot. Hard to sometimes plant things right now with all the heat just to keep them watered and established is a challenge, but we'll see. Try to kill some more pepper tree. Gosh, that thing keeps coming back.
I haven't asked you recently, I don't think, how your podocarpus hedge was doing.
So,
because
it's doing great.
Because the problem with that was the soil you put it into, right?
Right. But I had two areas where I don't know if it was my own fault. I have 2 plants only out of, I think, maybe 30 or 40 of them that are not doing well. And I can't tell if it's because when I use that root killer or if it's because I keep hitting that podocarpus with herbicide when I keep trying to kill the pepper tree. But I have 2 plants that are struggling. But I'm taking extra care of them, but they're still struggling. And I think it's so I've got to find a way to get them to grow. And $1 question on how to kill a pepper tree, right, John? Jeez.
Yeah, pepper trees are.
We have a lot of them in San Diego.
Yeah,
There's Pepper Tree Drive here.
I used to
Drive.
live on Pepper Tree. Pepper Tree Lane.
And you know what? Some of them, when they're
in a lot of my containers. I keep pulling them out.
Oh, man. Sometimes you see one and they're shaped really well and they look neat. I mean, they're always going to be messy, but you can get some really cool.
California pepper.
The Brazilian. Yeah.
Do you know Brazilian peppers obviously are native to Brazil?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where California peppers are native to?
Brazil.
Yep. Exactly right.
Yeah.
You know where the oldest one in Southern California is?
No.
Over at the San Luis Rey Mission.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Isn't you mentioned that there's a lemon tree that's been there for
Sometimes I always think you listen to the show with one ear.
No, I know. Look, I didn't bump my head 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So I thought there was.
We just did. I think it was last week or the week before. We were talking about how. In like around 1890, and that 2 of those 3 trees are still alive.
But I thought there was a lemon tree in the Los Angeles area someplace that we talked about.
There is somewhere in L.A.
Somewhere.
And I'm sure it's really old.
Yeah, and an old one, too. Like the light bulb in England that's been on since 1910.
And the flower of the lemon is really sweet, but the fruit's impossible to eat.
Gosh. All right. We got 56 minutes after the hour. A few minutes to go here as I
wanted to
wrap things up, John.
Quickly mention on our newsletter, and by the way, if you don't subscribe to the newsletter. It comes out every Friday.
Yes.
And you can unsubscribe whenever you want. And
You can't. No.
I thought it was kind of funny because this week, out of the thousands, we have 2 people unsubscribed. And you give a reason for why you unsubscribe. And one of them said, I get too many emails from you.
You get one a week.
You get one a week. Yeah, that's true. It comes out every Friday.
Every Friday, which gives you information on the upcoming show, articles, various pictures people send us.
And you don't have to really unsubscribe if that's too many. Every other week, you can just push delete.
Delete and not even open.
And not look at it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's funny.
But Eileen from...
one daily from some people.
Yeah, I know. That is annoying. But Eileen in El Granada, California, which is up near Half Moon Bay area, right? Years ago, we were selling fruit trees online, and one of the ones we sold was an apricot called Golden Sweet. And it's difficult to get apricots to produce right along the coast. And I think that was like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and she said that she's got a great crop of apricots right now.
Excellent.
And sent pictures, and I did put a picture in the newsletter. So
apricots are one of those trees that you really only need a quarter of a tree. They produce so much when they produce.
Really? That's the way plums are. Santa Rosa plums.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, somebody mentioned that you should thin them out because otherwise the fruit will be smaller. Well, you know, what difference does it make? There's
when you
just
have
so many of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, part of me telling you about the apricot was to let you know that this time of year that we've got all kinds of things growing in our gardens. And if you send an email to john@gardenamerica.com with the picture, we'd be happy to share those in our newsletter.
Yeah. It's always fun to see what else people are doing.
Sure.
I love to share.
Okay, I think that's going to do it, gentlemen, for this week. Thank you so much for listening, watching here. Garden America, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main. I want to thank the Biz Talk Radio crew, Brandon, and the team keeping us on the air. Have yourself a great weekend. O'clock on the West Coast. We kick things off at 11:06 Eastern Time Zone. So again, for Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main. Get growing, America. Take care. Do it again next week. Remember that trip in 2020.
Listen on the go.